Hey everyone, okay, we need to talk. If you've been building your entire German citizenship plan around that magic 3-year mark, well, I need you to hit pause. Seriously. Because the highly anticipated 3-year fast track, the one we've all been talking about, it's gone. It no longer exists. I know, that sounds super alarming, but take a deep breath. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what just happened, what it actually means for you, and the practical steps you need to take right now to keep your plans on track. So here's the stark reality. That citizenship fast track introduced just back in the summer of 2024, it was abruptly reversed. And look, this isn't just some political rumor or a proposal floating around. The repeal officially took effect on October 30, 2025. Yeah, it's already done. For a lot of folks, this news is literally just dropping now. It's a massive shift. But to figure out how to navigate it, we kind of need to look back at what exactly we just lost. Right, so let's talk about the Turbo-Einbürgerung. Catch a name, right? Legally, this was Section 10, Paragraph 3 of the Nationality Act. Basically, it lets you apply for a German passport after just 3 years instead of 5. But catch this, it wasn't for just anyone. You had to prove exceptional integration. We're talking outstanding academic grades, major professional achievements, or high-level volunteer work. Plus, you had to pass that grueling C1 Advanced German exam. It was a super rigorous path, but totally worth it. And now, under the 6th Act amending the Nationality Act, it's completely off the table. To really grasp how chaotic this was, just look at this timeline. The fast track was only introduced in June 2024 with the act to modernize nationality law. It honestly felt like this whole new era for skilled migration was kicking off. But then, fast forward less than a year to May 2025, the federal cabinet makes this sudden decision to pull the plug, just like that. By October 2025, the repeal was official law. It was this wild, short-lived policy that honestly left a ton of really well-prepared applicants totally stranded in bureaucratic limbo. So naturally, you're probably asking yourself, why? Why roll out this highly celebrated pathway to reward top-tier integration, only to scrap it barely over a year later? It's a fair question. To make sense of it, let's look at this neutrally. What are the official justifications the German government actually gave for wiping this specific fast track off the books? Okay, here's what the authorities are officially saying. First off, they argued that sustainable integration just takes time. Their stance is that 3 years simply isn't long enough to genuinely root yourself in German society. Second, and this is a big one, there were some massive legal contradictions popping up. Basically, getting a permanent settlement permit was somehow ending up stricter than getting full citizenship under the 3-year track. Kind of backwards, right? They also mentioned wanting to align with international naturalization standards, and let's be real, they wanted to reduce the administrative nightmare for local authorities. If you've ever set foot in Bürgeramt, you know they were already drowning in paperwork. But as you might expect, this move has definitely not been welcomed by everyone. Social welfare organizations are pushing back hard. Take Elke Roneberger from Diakonie Deutschland, for example. She made the point that instead of rewarding integration, politicians are actually slowing it down. It sends a message that, well, trying really hard doesn't pay off. And she issued a pretty stark warning for the skilled labor market, too. She basically said Germany desperately needs skilled workers, but if those workers feel their efforts are hindered instead of rewarded, they're just going to pack up and choose another country. All right, moving on to the next section, the impact in your current reality. So that's all the political and legal drama behind us. But what does this actually mean for your daily life? Look, I really want to reassure you right now, the 3-year path might be gone, but the door to German citizenship is absolutely not closed. Far from it. Let's look at your current reality. On one side, we had the canceled 3-year path, requiring that tough C1 German and exceptional integration. But on the other side, we have the standard 5-year path. And here's the key takeaway. That massive 2024 reform still permanently dropped the baseline waiting period from 8 years down to 5. That 5-year baseline is still the law for most of us today. You don't need C1 German for this. B1 German and just supporting yourself financially is totally enough. Let's take a quick breath here, because I really want to give you some peace of mind. Here are the exact concrete requirements you need to mentally check off for this standard 5-year track. Number 1, 5 years of legal, habitual residency in Germany. Number 2, you've got to be able to financially support yourself and your family without relying on certain public funds. Number 3, B1 level German. You can totally do that. And number 4, keep a clean criminal record and show you're committed to Germany's democratic system. That's it. That's the core list. Now, I know a lot of people instantly panic thinking, wait, does my time on a student visa count? Here is the absolute best news. Yes, all legal residency counts toward those 5 years. Whether you've been grinding away on a work visa, studying, here for family reunification, or under recognized asylum, that time is 100% valid. You do not have to start your clock from zero just because you switched your visa type. So take a huge sigh of relief on that one. Okay, let's jump into the next section, the one exception, specifically for spouses of German citizens. So you might be wondering, is the 3-year timeline completely dead and buried for absolutely everyone? Well, actually, no. Enter Section 9. If you happen to be married to a German citizen, you get to bypass that standard 5-year rule completely. You can still naturalize in just 3 years. But there are some pretty strict conditions here. You need to have lived lawfully in Germany for at least 3 years, and, this is the big catch, your marriage or registered partnership has to have legally existed for at least 2 years at the time you apply. If you check those boxes, hey, the 3-year door is still wide open for you.
But let's be real. What if you aren't married to a German?
This brings up a massive, slightly painful question for all of you highly motivated folks who were literally studying day and night, the ones grinding through intense grammar books just to get that C1 certificate for the Turbo-Einbürgerung. Is all of that effort just wasted now? Is a C1 certificate even worth it anymore?
My honest answer? An absolute resounding yes. Sure, the C1 certificate isn't going to magically chop 2 years off your citizenship waiting time anymore, but it remains incredibly valuable. Practically speaking, having C1 German completely shatters the glass ceiling for your career here. It lets you study at German universities without a hitch, and honestly, it just makes navigating daily life and that infamous German bureaucracy so much easier. You didn't waste a single second of your time. You invested in your actual integration, and that pays off big time, even if the government decided to tweak the paperwork timeline. Finally, let's get to the most important part: practical advice and your next steps. All right, we've walked through the history, the law, and the exceptions. What do you actually need to do today to secure your future here? Listen to me. As a friend who genuinely wants to see you succeed, you need to recalculate your timeline immediately. If your entire game plan was built around hitting 3 years, you've got to adjust your expectations and your document prep right now. Target that standard 5-year milestone. Don't sit around hoping for some magic transitional law that might never come. Put your energy into gathering your 5 years of residency proofs, getting that B1 certificate locked down, and organizing your financial records. Oh, and I definitely want to leave you with a massive piece of good news, because it's not all doom and gloom. While that 3-year shortcut vanished, the single biggest victory of the entire 2024 reform is still 100% intact. Dual citizenship is safe. You are still allowed to become a German citizen without having to surrender your original passport. You literally don't have to choose between your home country and Germany anymore. This was a monumental shift in German nationality law, and trust me, it is still very much the law of the land. So, it really all boils down to this one question you need to ask yourself today. Are you fully prepared for the 5-year path? Do you have your B1 certificate ready to go? Are your finances clearly in order? Look, the rules of immigration, they're always going to shift around, but your personal preparation, that doesn't have to. Take stock of your paperwork right now, adjust your timeline, and keep your eyes on the prize. But it does leave us with a slightly bigger question to ponder. If Germany truly wants to win the global race for top talent, can it really afford to keep shifting the goalposts like this? Or is the next fast track just going to be a one-way flight out of Frankfurt? Get ready for that 5-year path, stay sharp, and we'll catch you next time as we keep decoding these rules together.